What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to more Black Desert. Before we start, I just want to say almost Happy New Year, everyone. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful holiday. We're playing the Marnie Wave music because Christmas is over and there's still Christmas music playing. I kind of forgot this existed, but I'm glad I remembered, and I hope they update it in the future and add more like video tracks. I think that would be really cool. But yeah. So what I want to talk about today is the best spots to grind for skill points. Now, I've made a few videos in the past of like best spots to grind for all AP levels and best places to use Agris, but I think to finish up this mini series is best spots, in my opinion, for skill points. Now, in the past few patches, or the past year, I guess you can say, they've definitely made it a lot easier for people to catch up in a way in terms of like your character progression and being able to max out all your skills and whatnot. So back in the day, you would need like almost 2,000 points to max out everything. Nowadays, you only need about like 1,200 to get all the skills. If you go past 1,200, you just get the bonus weight and everything. So it's definitely a lot easier, and seasoned characters can definitely max out early on. So I think it's a good thing. And so skill points are a little bit less relevant nowadays. However, there are still some people who are wondering, like, let's say you're a new player, where do I just power myself to 1,200, 1,300 skill points? And here are some of the spots that I would recommend. I would say look at the monster zone, but this is more just for like AP and different grind spots, and in my opinion it's not super helpful in terms of skill points, but it does cover everything else. So back in the day, before the whole Kama Sylvia area came out, Soldier's Grave or Soldier's Cemetery used to be the #1 spot that people would go to for all like skill points and stuff. And even today, this is not a bad spot if you are like level 51 to 56. That's also a good spot. It even tells you a level there, which is I think that's new, actually. I don't think it's ever told you like a level. So to give you an accurate idea of what this is, I personally did 51 to 56 here. I think you can do that as well, and it'll give you a lot of skill points early on. However, oh yeah, I should also mention this spot is not really contested, so generally speaking, if you go to any channel, and it'll be pretty open. Another spot for people a little bit higher up in the scale of levels and stuff, Polly's Forest. I would honestly recommend coming here past 55, like 56, and yeah, you could be there early, but your clear speed will be a lot faster once you have like Awakening, or I don't know, I guess Succession works too. But being able to unlock your full kit, whether it's Succession or Awakening, being it at Polly's is very fast. This is actually where I got to 56 as well on my Wusa this season. And yeah, you basically you're basically here for like 3 hours, and then if you have like full buffs going on, you get to like 56 and you'll probably max out on skill points, which is like a few hundred actually. So yeah, early on you get 3 skill points per like cycle, I guess, I guess whatever this thingy is, and it goes to 100, you get 3 points, and then after a certain point you get 1 per cycle. But early on, getting 3, very easy. And I think even nowadays on season characters, you don't really even have to skill point grind much anymore. Like, you just do the season and it just gives it to you, like just through the books and Fugar's things. So either way, Polly's Forest is definitely my #1 spot for skill points because it's just fast. There's a lot of enemy there. There's a high density of mobs. So it's kind of out of the way, but I would highly recommend it. It is kind of contested, especially on seasons, and not so much on non-season, but I mean, it's fast levels, fast skill points early on, and probably one of the higher end spots. Now, some other spots I would recommend are a little bit higher up. It's the what is that called? Kratuga or something? Down in the Hazara Cliff. Let me just show you it real quick. Yeah, the Kratuga Ancient Ruins. Now this spot I do recommend being like 250 and up. I think you could do it if you are maxed out on Tuvala gear. So like, let's say you're at endgame seasons and your AP and DP is probably like roughly 240 and up. I think you could do this spot. Things do hit a little harder than you may think. So I do believe that the DP and AP requirements are very accurate here. So yeah, let me see. Hold on. Let me just check my Wusa. This is my current season. The difference is like I'm almost done. We don't have Awakening on Wusa yet, but I have my thing ready to go. And I don't have this at Pen, and that would be another 6 AP. Yeah, so I'd be at like 250. However, I do have Adventure Journals on, and that does count. So yeah, I think for your average or newer player, you'll be within the 240 range. And yeah, I think you would still be over 300. So I think Kratuga is a very good spot for seasonals, but you have to be like hard Tuvala cap to be there. And so some other spots I would recommend going for just skill points exclusively are, let's see, I do believe that like Monshums and Renaros aren't bad. Like it's more for like the infinite potion pieces, and you get decent amount of silver there, but like it's not the worst. So these are also places I would recommend grinding because there's more than one reason to be there. Infinite potions, silver is also a thing, and also materials you would get on the side. So good money, decent skill points. Would recommend Tooth Fairy Forest. I actually have a video on every infinite potion spot, and usually those are pretty solid for how to do the rotations and everything. Some other spots is Shuriken, also another potion spot. Very high density enemies, so if you're, these are like past 56, so like within 56 to 61 range, this is a good spot. Blood Wolves is very high for skill points. However, you don't really make too much silver here in general. So like, I kind of hate doing this, but if you're there for exclusively skill points, I think Blood Wolves is very solid. Same with Tashira, because these are both potion pieces as well. But just know, you're not going to be making a lot of silver there. If you're there, you're pretty strictly there for potion pieces and or skill points. I saw something ding. Oh. So anyway, so moving up into the ladder of like higher end spots, you could go down to Gyfin. I don't know what's dinging, but what? Oh, there's a guild ping. Anyway, so both the Gyfin places are pretty good. It is something I would recommend, like, you being actually within the AP recommendation. However, this is a weird one. While they do both give a lot of skill points, by the time you have enough AP to be there, AP and DP, you probably are already capped. So it's kind of weird to recommend it, but at the same time, if you for some reason just want like maxed out skill points, I'm not even maxed out. I think I'm close though. So the cap is like 3,000 plus the number of quest XP that you get from like questing and all the like character side quests that you've done over time. So every person has a different number. There is a cap, but it's like based on 3,000 plus quests and whatnot. So either way, it doesn't even matter. Past like 1,200 is just good enough if you're playing anything else. So yeah, Gyfin is a very good spot, but I feel like just by the time you're there, it's kind of irrelevant for skill points. And yeah, so other things that I would recommend early or on is aside from Soldier's Grave, which is over here, This used to be a pretty meta spot, which was where is it? Sawsons. This used to be the OG spot that everyone would be. There was always like GBGs there, and you could get to like mid 50s pretty quickly. They also changed this spot over the years, and like it's not bad nowadays. It's just like outclassed by Polly's Forest and everything else. So yeah, that's it. It's not bad, just a little dated. Personally, back in the day, what I did was just grind Valencia spots. Like, I think all of these spots under like the 55s, like Nagas and Fogans and Bandits, these are more like XP. They're more of like a balance between XP and skill points, and it's not bad. I think you guys should I would recommend going there, especially if you need like knowledge and stuff there. So sadly, a lot of them are either high in like XP, high in money, or high in skill points, but not all three. Well, the only one would be like Gyphon Underground, but that's like a 300 AP spot, and it's like by the time you're there, it doesn't even matter what you're looking for. You're just there for money. So I guess for the sake of, if you are a newer player or a like mid-tier player, I guess, what I would recommend if you're strictly there for skill points, Soldier's Grave and Polly's Forest, and most of the spots down here like Renaros, Monchums, and generally the Duvenkroon to spots over here for the potion pieces. Those are generally good for a mixed balance, and you're probably at that gear level anyway. So doing this on season, I think, is like an extra bonus anyway. So you get more XP and skill points. So that's why it's good to play seasons, because you get your own areas, and generally you get more XP in time. So yeah, those are my recommendations. I might have missed a few, but those are just the stuff I would recommend. I do believe that upper Sakraya is decent. It is just, I didn't recommend it because it's kind of a pain to get there, and it's not something that newer players can just walk into. Like, you have to know how to get there to be there, which is kind of the thing. And if you want to know how to, basically you get yourself to Ilia Island. So you, like, from Velia, you could take the traveler's map, go to Ilia Island, and from there you run up the mountain over here, you jump into water, and then you'll be at the Sakraya area, and then you hit like escape or something when you're in the water around here, and it'll take you to like the upper area, and you just grind there. It's kind of a hassle, but if you don't have a boat, I probably just wouldn't really recommend it unless you like literally know people that can compass you in and out. So yeah, it's decent, but it's hard to recommend it to people. Dude, why are there so many pings? What in the world? Is one of my guildies like teaching someone to underground Gyphon spots like every rotation? I was just wondering why that's flashing. By the way, for a Gyphon Underground, I just go to the what is it? The Marnie Realm spot, and I go from there. Like, if it's not there, you go to the little stairs upwards, and then they're generally all the same. Is like 3 different pillars, and you go from there. Gyphon is very good for skill points, but I actually get a lot there. It's just I don't need it at this point. So yeah, with that said, if you guys have any good recommendations that I forgot as well, please leave it in the comments down below. Recommends it for newer players. If you haven't joined the Discord already, check the link in the description. Would love to see you guys come hang out, and there might be some new players. So we have like a questions of Black Desert in general channel, so you guys can help new players. If you have any questions, I'm there to answer anything as well. So if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I try to upload videos pretty daily, so would love to see you come back, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.